Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about 4 different players, which is going to be including Adama Traore, Dani Alves, Ferrán Torres, and Aubameyang. The reason why we are going to be talking about these 4 players is because of this. Barcelona right now are in a situation within the Europa League where they can only pick 3 out of these 4 players to participate in the Europa League. And that is what we're going to be discussing, is what would be the correct 3 players to choose in order for Barcelona to have a great run within this tournament. Of course, if Barcelona want to increase their chances to make it to the Champions League next season, which is going to be something very important for this club, one of the ways they could make it to the Champions League next season would be by winning the Europa League. And what we are also going to be discussing after this section in the video is talk about what the signing of Aubameyang and Adama Traore means for Barcelona. What are the lessons that we learned regarding these 2 signings? But first, let's talk about Barcelona's situation with the Europa League. And now, like I've said, we do have Adama, Dani Alves, Ferrán Torres, and Aubameyang, 4 players that Barcelona have signed during this January transfer window, which means that we have 2 wingers, a right back, and a striker. And many were asking, okay, Kevin, so what do you think? What 3 players should go to the Europa League? And the question that we do have to ask when it comes to this situation is going to be this: where do we lack in the most sportingly? Every time we do see Barcelona play on the field, what are we lacking? That is going to be that definitive attacker in the box. That is what we have been missing over the past 3 to 4 months under Xavi's Barcelona. Like when it comes to Memphis Depay, he's not really a number 9. He is someone who can play in a 3-5-2 system or a 4-4-2 system, and he could be that second striker behind the main striker in that front 2. He is the one who gives the final pass, and so Memphis is not the number 9 for Barcelona. When we talk about Ferrán Torres could play as a striker in Barcelona. Of course he can, but I do think that Xavi does prefer to have Ferrán Torres as a winger in this club because he is someone who understands how to be a winger in a club like Barcelona. And again, Xavi is going to want to keep this player, and that is why I do want to introduce Aubameyang. And you guys know exactly where I'm going to go with this. Aubameyang is going to be a player that I do believe will participate in the Europa League. He is someone who is much more experienced when it comes to playing as a striker. He is much more technical, which is something very important. He is also someone that can bring the pace as a striker. And many are going to be asking, but wait a minute, Kevin, what about Luuk de Jong? He is someone who has the experience. Well, here's the thing. Xavi did say a couple of weeks ago on how he wants his strikers, and especially for Luuk de Jong, to drop and connect with the players, with Pedri, with Xavi, with Frankie, and try to build an attack that can lead towards a goal. Luuk de Jong does very decent at that, but that is not his strength. He is someone that just likes to sit in the box and receive those crosses. Sometimes we are in occasions where we need our striker to come down and drop deep and connect with the midfielders and build something great. And that is why, again, I do want to introduce Aubameyang, because Aubameyang is someone who is capable to build with other players. He's technical, he's experienced, he has the pace, he can create counterattacks, and that is something that Xavi is going to value. Now, when it comes to Ferrán Torres and Adama, these are also going to be 2 players that Xavi does want. They are going to be considered as untouchables for the next 4 to 5 months because they are 2 wingers who can bring what Xavi does want. And now you guys finally have an understanding on where I am going to be going with this. Xavi's main priority is to have someone like Aubameyang. His main priority is to have wide wingers, and now with the potential exit of Dembélé, he cannot have that. With the injury that's going on with Ansu Fati, he also cannot have that. So Ferran and Adama are going to be untouchable, which basically does mean that the conclusion is going to be this: Dani Alves has to be the player that would need to step down, and because of 2 reasons. Dani Alves is someone who should be saved for La Liga, because Dani Alves is someone who knows how to play in La Liga. He is very familiar with every team in this league. And 2, we have 2 options to fulfill that role if Xavi does change his formations. For example, if we go in a 4-3-3 formation, Dest or Ronald Araujo can play in the right back position. And of course, we do have Eric Garcia, who is coming back very soon, and we have Gerard Piqué. If we can have a center back duo of Eric Garcia and Gerard Piqué, these are 2 center backs who understand each other. These are 2 center backs who are very technical with the ball, who can move the ball forward. And if we can have either Serginho Dest or Araujo in the right back position, Barcelona can be very, very solid. And if Xavi wants to switch it up into a 3-4-3, we can also work with Araujo as a right center back where he has played in before, and then have Gerard Piqué or Eric Garcia be alongside Araujo. And then of course, we are going to be having 4 midfielders and 3 forwards. Adama Traore can be given the role to play as a right wing back, someone who can complement the defense greatly. He has shown visually, right? We have seen Adama Traore sit back and defend their own side with Wolves. So there are ways to make it without Dani Alves, and Barcelona can still be very, very solid defensively. Now let's move on towards the next topic of today, and we are going to be talking about what these signings do mean for Xavi's Barcelona, which does consist of Aubameyang and Adama Traore. And I'm going to be separating this section that we're in now into two different parts. Point number one on what these two signings do mean for Xavi. Aubameyang and Adama Traore have been signed to basically replace Abde and Jugla. Let's really take a moment to think about this, right? Because if we compare Aubameyang and Traore and their profiles with the profiles of Abde and Jugla, we are basically just seeing an upgrade of whatever Abde and Jugla was for Barcelona, because Aubameyang is someone who is experienced, who knows how to move inside the box. Jugla can also do that, but Aubameyang knows how to do that more consistently. When it comes to Adama Traore, we have talked about this so many times before. We have seen graphs, we have seen actual data, factual information that shows that Traore is literally a replica of what Abde is, or Abde is a replica of Traore. They do have the exact same style, but what separates Adama Traore from Abde is that he knows how to maintain possession. He knows how to make the correct decisions and when to make those decisions. Now, of course, we have also discussed how Abde is much more of someone who likes to take shots when he is near the goal. Adama Traore is someone that does not necessarily take a lot of shots to the goal, but that is where Xavi does have to come in and say, you're going to be someone who needs to be much more clinical. If you do have the opportunity, take those shots, become much more of a goal scorer than you ever were before. And I do have my faith that Adama Traore can deliver in that way. Now, am I saying that Abde and Jugla are not going to be making it in this Barcelona squad? No, I'm not saying that. I think that these are two players who really do have the capability to be great players in this squad. The impressions that they have been giving out is that these players do need better decision making. That is basically it. They do have massive potential to really succeed here, but in the short term, looking at what Xavi does want to accomplish within these next 4 to 5 months, Traore and Aubameyang are two players who bring the answers right away. These are two players who know how to bring value to this squad. And now let's move on towards point number 2 within this last topic, and I want to focus on specifically Aubameyang, because Aubameyang did come to this squad and he came to win. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I know, right? I know that there are stories out there basically explaining that Aubameyang has been undisciplined at times in Arsenal, and how Arteta took away the captain's armband away from Aubameyang because he was supposedly traveling with his family. He was supposed to be in Arsenal training with the squad, but he did not do that. And so there's all these stories, something that I do not want to really talk about, because I'm not here to speak on rumors and how potentially this player might be undisciplined and things like that. I believe that players do change in time. I do believe that players do sometimes make mistakes. And so just looking at what Aubameyang has been doing and how he moved to Barcelona, I have nothing but respect for this player. And let me tell you why. I do think that Aubameyang is going to be bringing his best discipline to this squad, because at Arsenal, he was earning around 350k per week. If Aubameyang were to finish his contract at Arsenal, which was another 18 months, right, in that team, Arsenal would have paid 25 million euros in wages for this player in a span of 18 months. But now Arsenal are going to be saving 25 million euros now with the exit of Aubameyang. Officially, it has been official, even coming from Arsenal themselves. They have put out a statement stating that Aubameyang is no longer a Arsenal player. And the fact that Aubameyang came to Barcelona and said, I am willing to only get paid 2 million euros per season, and seeing how he was earning around 15 to 20 million euros at Arsenal, Aubameyang did not come to Barcelona to gain more money. He came to Barcelona because he wanted to succeed. How are you going to say, I want to earn 15 to 20 million euros per season, to saying, I'm just going to be earning 2 million euros per season? So it just shows you that this player does not prioritize having the most money. He prioritizes succeeding with a club to finish his career in a very strong way, which is why I do want to respect Aubameyang for making a move like this. His attitude right now going to this club is that he does want to win, he wants to succeed. And it does say here, when it comes to the details regarding Aubameyang's contract with Barcelona, it says here, according to 21 Marty, Aubameyang will sign until 2023 with Barcelona. Barcelona will have to pay Aubameyang a penalty if they decide to get rid of him in this coming summer. So we do expect Barcelona to maintain Aubameyang for a good while, maybe at the very least 18 months, and I have no problem with that, because if you're coming here to win and you're coming here to be disciplined and really work hard under Xavi's Barcelona, you will succeed. So I do want to congratulate this sporting department for really trying to convince these players that if they were to come to this club, you are going to be entering a very strong sporting project, because no player just comes and says, I'm going to be earning only 2 million euros per season after having a contract that paid me 15 to 20 million euros per season. No, one of the reasons why he even made a decision like that is because he believed in this sporting project. He believed that wherever Barcelona is going, it's going to be a very, very bright future. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.